always get mad at me when I say this, but the truth is, a woman's femininity, at least at the highest level, requires comfort. No woman can be her most feminine self when she's not been made to feel safe. You ain't gotta like it. It's just what it is. Like, you ain't gotta like that the sky is blue and grass is green, but you ain't gonna change it. You ain't gonna make the grass blue. You're not gonna change it. The sun gonna go up every day and it's gonna come down every day, whether you like it or not. And the same is true for a woman and her femininity. You cannot ask that woman to be on the front line of a civil war every day in your relationship, but then still be the same feminine, soft, kind, sensual woman that you want her to be. You can't put all of these demands. Like, you gotta make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. That's why I've talked in the past about unrealistic expectations. We always talk about women got unrealistic expectations, but like, think about what we really ask of women these days. And I'm not even trying to have that whole 50-50 conversation, but it is what it is. How are you asking women to take on half of what you're supposed to be doing in your masculine? Really what you're supposed to be prepared to do before you got into the relationship. Take half of that on, but keep 100% of what you need or want from her and her femininity. It don't work like that. And it was really funny because this was the whole argument. So, hold on. All right, I'm back. So, anytime, one of my good brothers recognizes me when I go to the gym or whatever, they tend to know it's kind of connected. All right. So they ask these questions, they want my viewpoint, but then after I give them my viewpoint, they get mad. So this dude asking me about 50-50 and his girl supposed to be helping him pay the bills because we live in a different society now than what they lived way back in the day. It's hard for a man. It's hard to make money. You need two incomes. I'm not mad at that, actually. That's not my goal. But ultimately, I've always held the belief that long as you got a singular mission, however you get there is how you get there. So if the goal is financial freedom, if the goal is $10,000, $50,000 in the bank, and both of y'all got viable skills to get up, by all means, do your thing. Do your thing. But make sure your requirements of that woman are aligned with the situation you got her in. Otherwise, you're going to keep being disappointed. So if you got this woman, if you're saying, hey, first and foremost, we just need to pay the bills. If you set that as the standard for the household because you're a man and, you made the rules or whatever the case may be, and she come into agreement with that, and you know what? That just means that she needs to go and work 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Okay, cool. The situation she's in is that every single day she get up just like you, bust her tail just like you, stress out about bills needing to be paid just like you. How do you expect her to get home and strictly cater to you? How do you expect her to get home and take care of 100% of the housework? How do you expect her to have energy? She yawning and everything, but you want that woman to be sexual and ready to cater to you and do all the nasty things to you that you like. You want her to have to worry about getting up for work early in the morning, but then also wake up out of her sleep that she needs to get up to work the next morning and tend to your sexual needs. When she get up just like you, sometimes she get up before you. A woman's femininity at the highest level requires for her to have been made to feel safe. It requires comfort. It doesn't mean you should have to buy your respect. Let me say this, because I was saying this to the brother, and he got upset, but I don't care. I'm not saying that, like masculinity and disrespect are not one and the same. So I'm not saying that just because she ain't got this soft life, she's able to talk crazy to you or anything like that. But you need to adjust your expectations. You see, comfort comes in many ways. You may have the means right now. You may be in a great place in your career to provide financial comfort. Cool. If not, the comfort may come in the form of you taking over the dishes sometime. You taking over the cooking sometime. That may be the comfort. The comfort factor may be that you rub her feet. She hungry, you get up and make her a sandwich. Sometimes now that y'all splitting things like it's more teamwork at the end of the day. The comfort may be that. The comfort definitely is emotional. You cannot ask this woman to feel like she's deployed in Iraq, but then still give all her attention and energy to make sure you got fresh baked cookies. It's two completely different dynamics. And he argued with me up and down. Well, she should be feminine anyway. Oh, whoa. What you're saying is you shouldn't have to meet any requirements to get the full fruits of this woman. Femininity is responsive. Masculinity is supposed to be the assertive agent. We're supposed to set the tone. that we're leaders, right? We're supposed to lead the way. We're supposed to be the one that's staple. The woman in her femininity is kind of like a garden. Once you nurture it, once you give it what it's supposed to be gave, then you get to eat off of it. Then you get the nourishment. Now, there's a baseline of femininity a woman should be capable of. Absolutely. The same femininity you want her to have around, say, your homeboys, right? But there's levels to it. Yes, you want your woman to be feminine, a feminine woman, but you don't want her kiki-keying at all your homies' jokes, do you? You don't want her seeing about how your homie's mental health is and emotional wellness, where his heart is at. You don't want her longingly looking into his eyes, hanging on his every word. Like, those are full fruits of femininity. You don't want her complimenting him on his cologne. You don't want him, you don't want her making him feel the same way you want her making you feel. Like, there's levels to the femininity, the access. You cannot unlock the full fruits of that woman, the full potential of that woman, and not give her comfort. That's just what it is. Now, I think the big issue here is that a lot of guys don't realize, like, a woman is a reward. Even in biblical times, God didn't give Adam Eve until he had first worked in the garden. Before he gave Adam Eve, he gave him a garden to work in. Essentially, there's work to be done first before you even get into a relationship. Y'all be trying to jump into the relationship, use the woman as a stepping stone into the next chapter of your life or into the next level of yourself, which I'm all for a woman being with a man, supporting a man, bringing out the best of him, et cetera, et cetera. But if that's what you're counting on to use because you and yourself inherently are not willing to put in the work, that's a problem. That's a whole different situation. A woman is supposed to maximize you, not create you as a man. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Y'all let me know. Do argue me up and down. Man, she posted. You don't even have room to talk about what she posted if you ain't doing what you posted. And again, I'm not one of those that's preaching, dude, go out here and make $500,000 a year or else he's a bum. Look, I get it. Social media likes to promote this and that. It is what it is. I'm here to tell you, even without you making a $500,000, $100,000, if you making $40,000, brother, it don't cost you nothing to get the dishes done when she got the food. It don't cost you nothing to make sure her bath water ran every now and then. It don't cost you nothing to say, baby, I got the kids. I'm going to put them to bed. I'm going to check over the kids' homework tonight. I'm going to get them up for school today. I'm going to take care of that. It don't cost you nothing. And he tried to go with the whole, as a man, I take out the trash. Brother, that's a 30-second errand once a night. Like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, if the car break down, yeah, you shouldn't have a car breaking down often. But if you have a car breakdown, it's going to be like, what, once a year? Once every other year? I can't remember the last time I had my car break down. But I don't even drive a super nice, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Well, if somebody want to fight us, I'm going to be the one. Brother, you ain't fought since 7th grade. Stop it. Stop it. All the stuff we like to claim evens out for us as a man and stuff that happens like very situational. But we expect the woman to show up day in and day out 100% as if she is cosplaying a femininely soft woman. Not a feminine woman at heart, but then she's in a situation where she got to be in survival mode. She got to watch her back. She got to hold it down. She making all kind of sacrifices. She can't take good care of herself. Not like her going to a job every single day. I'm not saying that's the most horrible thing in the world. There are women out here who have viable skills. They have great earning potential. They have all of that. I'm saying if you want this woman to come in and have all of this capacity, she only got 100%. You spend it how you want to. If you asking her to spend 75% of her capacity at this job, the same way you spending your capacity at a job, and then come home and have another 100%, brother, where's she going to get it? She only got 25 left. How do you want to spend this? Yes, that means less sex. I'm going to be real with you. Or at least sexiness. Because she's emotionally connected. If most of the emotions that she's experiencing every day is frustration with the job, she can do that if she has to. But it's very difficult to keep switching from that to all of this sensuality that you're looking for. It's very difficult. As men, we're a bit more compartmental. But if that's what you want, go get you a man. I want you to go out here and fight wars and put out fires every single day, then come home and just don't care nothing about your emotional needs. Just have sex. Just do it. You go get you a man. Go get you a brother. That's just, I mean, you know, I ain't even trying to be best up. Go get you a man. That's what you want, right? That's what you want. You're expecting a woman to act more like you, a man, is supposed to act. You done forgot your place. Or you just, you know, like I said, you just probably your soulmate's a man. I'm not mad at you. It just is what it is. So as a man, I really want this message to resonate because I think a lot of women are guilt tripping themselves or allowing the guilt trip from a man and therefore taking on the shame and the guilt that they can't be more than they were ever designed to be. You were never designed to be a 50% man plus 100% woman. That was never supposed to be your mantle. Now, if you got to do what you got to do because you ain't got no man or your husband or somebody is away or died or something like that, that's different. But guess what? A woman can shift into that if there's no man present. But to take care of the man at the level a lot of us as men like to be taken care of, we want all the sensuality, all the femininity, all the homemaking, all the nurturing, and then we want her to come in here and be a provider. How do you want a submissive provider? How? How do you want this woman to be a submissive provider? At least, if you want all of those things, you got to choose one, brother. What's more important to you? Do you want this woman to compensate for your professional mediocrity? Because she can do that. Or do you want this woman to operate at her maximum capacity to be a feminine woman for you and you enjoy all the fruits? Which one is it? Can't have it both ways. Compensate for your professional mediocrity, because that's what it is. And guess what? We've all been mediocre before until we get up where we need to be. Or do you want her to be 100%? Now, if right now you want her to compensate for your professional mediocrity, a woman that loves you, she gonna do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. A woman that loves you, she'll take that L with you. Especially if there's a plan in place and, you know, y'all ain't gonna stay here forever. She'll do that with you, brother. Like if she really loves you and she trusts in your plan. And for whatever reason, you got her respect. But it's humanly impossible for her to do both that and then come over here and be your dream feminine girl. You looking at all of these women, comparing her to all of these women, saying that she should rise to the standard of all of these women who have situations you ain't creating for yours. Those women that you see, because I'm gonna tell you what's going on, man. It's like, you know, y'all know the concept of thirst traps, right? I know who I'm talking to. There's like this little thirst trap trend where women just go and just hand a man the plate over and over again. It just looks like, oh my gosh, she's just so amazing. She probably got on something sexy or whatever. Just like, you know, thirst trap for men though. But it's like, dude, one, is that even real? Two, you ain't creating a situation for that woman like that dude is. You can't swagger jack a real provider, 100% provider, if you over here telling your woman she's not a real woman if she ain't doing half of your job. You can't do that, man. Come on. I'm just saying pick one. I'm not saying it's wrong to split bills. I know you allowed to have your preference. Sisters, y'all allowed to have your preference. If you cool with splitting bills or you understand the situation is what it is, you know, the cost of living is, I'm not mad at it. I think it's beautiful. If y'all work together, dang what society says. I just want to introduce a little bit of realism to men who actually are the ones who have the unrealistic expectations. Want you to have the energy for whatever, all the time. They want Betty Crocker. They want you get in there and chef it up. They need you rubbing their shoulders, rubbing their back, brother. Her arms is already tired. By the time she get to you, her forearms already cramped up anyway because she been working. Her feet hurting already. All I'm saying is pick one. Now, again, if that is a sacrifice you asking her to make, hey, I need you. I want to be a 100% provider, but right now I'm not there, but I love you and you love me. Let's do this teamwork thing for the next 5-10 years. And then on the other side of that, cool, she'll make that sacrifice. That means you got to be willing to make a sacrifice as well. But when you get over here and you heap criticisms on this woman, shaming this woman, acting like she's not meeting the standard that you deserve, like you haven't earned that, but you act like something wrong with her, brother, all you're doing is tearing her down. And you definitely ain't about to get no full fruits of a woman's femininity unless you building her up. But if you tearing her down, imagine going out to a garden and you just take a baseball bat to What produce is there? You just take a baseball bat. Everywhere you look, you just take a baseball, brother. What fruit and vegetables do you think you about to get? I'm not even talking idealism. I'm not even waving and wagging my morality finger. There ain't no pandering here. It's just realism. Like, if you're a logical being, you understand this, right? If you have a car, oh man, this car don't go fast enough. Let me get a sledgehammer and hit the transmission. That don't even make sense. Like, it's really stupid. But that's what a lot of guys are doing. And that's why you have a lot of women who say, I'd just rather be, man, look, I'd rather be single. They have a lot of women that get frustrated. Like, I'm not even about to get in here. This man want to be taken care of. He want blah, 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 blah. But then I'm a gold digger if I want him to take care of my stuff. I'm a freeloader, or I'm just looking for a easy way through life if I expect him to do this. All a woman is, I'm going to just speak from my experience because I can't speak for all men or women. But what I see are women who are just simply saying, I can do the cooking. I can do the cleaning. I can do the softness. I can make sure the house smell good. I can make sure stuff. I can make sure the best groceries get picked, the freshest of produce, the most firm tomatoes, and I can do all of that stuff. I can make sure, boy, your toes curl every night. Most women that I see say that's cool, but I'm not about to do that and then go up here to some job and work 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day. I'm not about to give 100% full submission to you, completely focus in on that, and still have to submit to this man up here at this job for a day off when I'm tired, for a mental health break. I'm not about to do both. We're not about to go and work the same 40 to 60 hours per week, and I get home and I got 100% of all of the work after we both get off work, while you go in and twiddle your toes and wait for me to bring you a plate. We're not both about to be exhausted mentally, physically, and spiritually, but then when I get off, I still got to go and submit myself to all of this overstimulation by the children who need us to be present with them by myself because you tired or you stressed. As if your stress is more than mine when we both doing the same thing to get stressed. That's what I'm seeing. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm speaking facts, please tell me I'm speaking facts. If I ain't, let me know I'm speaking lies. I'm fiction. Just, you know what I'm saying? Let me know down in the comments, ladies, because that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. These ain't women claiming that they don't make mistakes. They're not, they're this, that, and the other. It's just like, hey, if you come to me and you want X, Y, and Z, and we ain't even got to the part about the babies. Y'all want these women to carry, okay, biologically, this part is unfair. We didn't make the rules, though. Brothers, I'm with you on this one. But with it being unfair, you cannot expect this woman to carry a baby for 9 months. About 6 of that is really uncomfortable. Maybe even 7, depending on. But carry that baby. Her sleep schedule is affected. Her bladder is affected. Her energy is affected. Everything she eat go to the baby as well. Especially if she got twins or something like that. Maybe or maybe not have to get a C-section. Hormones, crazy. It's like a 9-month long period. Like, it's crazy. Her body changes. Her pelvis and everything starts to shift and expand. And expect her to go do the same 40 to 60 hours a week that you do at a job and take care of all your needs. And then afterwards, after she risks her life giving birth to the baby, afterwards, do the nurturing. Be the one to get up for that baby every 2 hours and feed her from her breast. Be the one to tend to, the car seat buckling in and out. Like, she's the one that's doing all of this stuff. You expect, and still tend to the house, still tend to you. And go back to work after 4 weeks of maternity leave? I don't know how much y'all even get these days. If they even give maternity leave. Brother, you have to create an environment of safety. You have to create an environment of comfort. I'm not saying you got to be living in a 10,000 square foot home and driving the Bentley or anything like that. But this woman cannot be worried about her physical survival, her financial survival, and she cannot be fighting for her life emotionally and mentally either. You cannot criticize this woman into being the most feminine version of herself. It don't work like that. You cannot neglect this woman's needs into her being the most feminine version of herself. It don't work like that either. Ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. You can't do it, man. You cannot compare her into being the most feminine version of herself. You can't threaten her that you're going to leave or find somebody else into her being the most feminine version of herself. You can't guilt trip her. You can't, look, it don't work like that, man. Her femininity requires comfort. I'm just telling you the equation. And if you think I'm lying, just try it, man. Just try this out for 2 weeks, a month. Just try it. Try to create the most comfortable, safe situation full of reassurance, support. Just try that and see if there's more capacity for that woman to access her femininity than what she had before. If you already with a woman. If you ain't with a woman yet, when you get into the next relationship that you get into, any and everything that woman is stressing about, at the point where you say, I need the most that you can give femininity-wise, at that point, you insert yourself in a way that makes her life easier and see if that translates into more feminine access that she can give to you. Now, if it don't, you might be with the wrong woman. I'm going to keep it real with you. But I 90% guarantee if you with a grown woman and you can really take that weight off her shoulders, again, this ain't just financial, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. Create that comforting, safe environment and watch it translate. And ladies, if you desire to be the most feminine version of yourself, you got to stop dealing with guys who put you in survival mode. I don't know who that was for, but it was for somebody. If you know that you want to be that feminine, some people don't care about this now, but for those, I'm speaking to a very small group here. Ladies who want to be the most feminine version of themselves, you barely even want to use your mind when you with your man. You want to do all those nurturing, homemaking things, sexual things for your man. Stop dealing with guys who put you in survival mode on any level. Stop dealing with guys who are okay and they sleep just fine at night watching you struggle with something by yourself. Stop dealing with guys who want to stretch you thin, who want you to be burnt out, overwhelmed, and they don't care. Stop. I'm your big brother here. I'm going to keep it real with you because it ain't going to work. The moment that guy try to invite you into any level of struggle love, and I'm not just talking financial, mental struggle love, emotional struggle love, the moment he got you fighting for your life, you need to be finding the exit. And after a certain age, honestly, you don't have to deal with this. Now, if you're 20 years old, sisters that's 20, my young sisters out there watching me, that boy 20 years old, give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? He got some time to grow up. He got some time to develop as a man. He ain't supposed to be making that kind of money where he can totally just set you up and you just be comfortable, unless he's dealing drugs or something like that. But that's not normal, okay? If you're 20, 25 years old, I would say he probably need a little bit more time to bake. You know what I'm saying? Just adjust your expectations. Yes, you do need to work a little bit. But those of y'all 35, 40 especially, 40 and up ladies, there's no reason why that man shouldn't be coming in ready-made on every level. Is he at the end of his career or, this multimillionaire? No. But before he even stepped foot into a relationship, he need to have every qualification already in place to at least start. After 40, but the problem is a lot of y'all still trying to date just like you was whenever you was 20. Dating apps, go out to the clubs or the lounges, go to church. Y'all got to stop using those outdated dating techniques and dating strategies. Like, if you're a grown woman over the age of 40, matter of fact, I broke this down in a free about 5.5 minute video on as a 40-year-old, there's a switch that you need to make in how you date. It's completely different than how you dated in your 20s, even in your 30s. I describe it as the Compatibility Index. It's a completely different approach to dating. But I broke that down in the free video. It's not a masterclass. It's actually one of the shortest videos I did. But I break it down here. That link is down here in the comments. Best free dating advice for women 40 and over. I put the link down here in the comments. Click that. Watch that. If you're over the age of 40 and you still dating the way you used to, or you so frustrated from dating the way you used to, and you tired of getting those same results, you just done stop, slow down, God gonna send them to me. All right, cool. Faith without works is dead, but if you just think the faith alone gonna work, you do your thing. I'm telling you right now, the work is the switch that you need to make. You've made a switch in the woman that you are. There needs to be a switch in how you approach dating for you to be equally yoked with the man on the other side of you. I put the link in the caption as well. But again, best free dating advice for women over 40, and it's like 5.5 minutes long. Moral of the story is this, because I really wanted this message to go to my brothers. We love telling women they wrong for wanting a man that's over a certain height, making a certain amount of money, so on and so forth. We literally ask women to put their life on the line while their spirit is on life support. We ask them to do these things and then still take care of half the bills, and then still be sexual, be feminine, be soft, always be kind, always be paid. Man, look, if that ain't unrealistic, I don't know what is. Choose one. Do you want this woman to be submissive? Or do you want this woman to be a provider? Do you want this woman to compensate for your professional mediocrity and your unpreparedness for her? Because she might, especially if she really, really loves you, she might. Or do you want to experience the rewards of her full femininity that are earned from a man who has done the work both on himself and to prepare the situation where she can be that fully feminine self? Can't have it both ways, though. You got to choose one, man. But those are just my thoughts, you know. I'm your internet big brother. And I got your back, per usual. For free, by the way, because all I ask is that you pay it forward to somebody else who can use this. Hit that share button. If anything I said you found to be true, hit the share button so you can share the truth to those who may need it on your timeline. And if you're over the age of 40 and you want to know the number one switch that needs to be made, if you want to stop attracting men, stop entertaining men who are not ready for the kind of relationship you're ready for now, if you're tired of dating men who need more time or need a mommy, more development, emotionally unavailable, shut down the moment y'all get vulnerable, like if you're tired of dating those kind of guys, there's a switch you need to make at age about 40, because you're a grown woman now. You've evolved. That'll change everything. I talk about it more. Best free dating advice for women 40 and up. I'll put the link down here in the comments. It's pinned right here by my page.